Okay. Hello. I don't know if I've ever been more frustrated with something in my life. Um, okay. Hello. Okay, now it's feeding back. Everything is going wrong. I literally just did the stream for an hour, uh, and I just didn't understand the scheduling system in YouTube. Um, Basically, I did the whole thing to nobody, to no one, and I didn't check Twitter, so I didn't know that somebody had already told me that it wasn't working. Um, I actually, it's even worse than I thought, uh, because I thought that I had just done it to the wrong link, but I haven't even done it to the wrong link. I just didn't click go live. I've never used the scheduling system before. I was trying to be slick, and it totally broke. So I'm not sure what to do now because um, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a mega short one instead, where I show what I've done. But in the short term, if you'll bear with me, uh, I'm going to just send a quick message to somebody to see. Right. Well, thanks everybody for coming. Anyway, I'm going to, depending on the result of the messages that I just sent, I'm going to either just show what I've done, or you know what, I'm going to like just do some more stuff, which will be really fun. So there's no downsides to this. Um, the only downside is that you didn't get to see me doing this stuff in action. Um, I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to show you what I did because I'm not about to just like go delete everything. So, uh, okay. Well, here's what I've done. Um, really frustrating, but I guess this is how I learn. This is how I learn. This is the new reality that we all live in. Here's the game. Okay, as a quick summary, uh, gosh, I lost like all of the viewers I had as well, which is really frustrating. But anyway, the you're just watching a live breakdown of a sound designer on the internet. What a failure. What a failure. I've had such a good day up until now, so I was down to be brought back down to earth. Here's what I've done. So Neil and I have been working on this game with the idea of it being a Unity 3D game that uses a pure data system for sound design, and we're going back and forth to do the sound. So I did a first week. Neil's now done a week, and now I'm on the third week. And I like built this really beautiful narrative about how I've structured the whole thing really well in my stream previously. So, so much for that. Here's what I've done. Okay, so the first thing I did in my stream today, in the non-existent stream, was I fixed a thing that was just like making this sound in the background continue playing, the sound from that first scene, which was this kind of like granular synth system that I built for the first week. Um, I made that turn off because basically I had like chucked it down here without really thinking that actually the way Neil was doing the switching between scenes, but by not using scenes, was by switching on and off these like objects. So all I did to fix that was chuck my granular patches, my little like hidden spheres that have granular patches running them, in there. So now they switch off, which is much better because basically for like random reasons, different parts of the game you would hear them again, which was kind of too bad. Okay. Then check out what I've done with these stepstones. It's all silent in here, which is actually something I was thinking about approaching as well. You can see the things that I crossed off my list, my to-do list. Fix my broken stuff. Okay, that's fixed. Add in my bois synth. Okay, well, I'll show that afterwards. And make sounds for the stepstones. Well, actually, I can cross that one off because check out what I did. Here we go. This is where my stepstones, here they are. It's all silent. Ooh. Okay, so before I go much further, I'll show you how that works. This is my boop synth for the stepstones. So, multiply defined. Okay, yeah, that's because I've got it going on there. Ooh, that might cause an issue. No, I'm just going to take it out here. I don't think we're using that. Yeah, we're not really using that. I'm going to take it out. And my audio is off. So what's happening here is every time I step on a stone, it's pressing that. It's also sending a thing for stone off, but I'm not using it. I'm just triggering a really simple envelope. And what it does is it plays through this array. So there's actually 8 notes in the array, and that's randomized every time the game is played. So you can click it, and here's a new melody. So you can actually play it by like just jumping off on and off one stone. Which is kind of a fun little exploratory thing. And I think that kind of adds to it in a way. Ooh, there's the Barbalith. Okay, here's the other thing I did. Check this out, Neil, if you're still watching. You wanted width and like, what did you put in the, so in the comments of your patch for this, you said, let's see, is it still open here? Barbalith. Check this out. Boop, boop, boop. You say, how to make it sound more imposing. Ooh, my voice sounds pretty funky. How to make it more imposing as it sounds louder. Okay, well, I think this might do the trick. Let's see. Ah! There we go. Yeah, do you like that? Sounds pretty good, huh? What do you think? What do you think? I think it sounds great. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on in there that I described in my non-existent stream. I'll talk you through it slightly. Here's the patch. So basically, I made this, I just piggybacked on what Neil had done, this phaser thing, and I just added a big synth in there. And what the big synth is this kind of, it's basically like it starts with a sine wave, which you might have kind of noticed, and then it dials in a sort of random depth. So the random depth you can kind of see there, like it starts as a sine wave, and as you bring up the random depth, it adds some random noise into the wave. And there's 8 of these, and they're spread out, and they're all slightly detuned from each other. And there's also some delay going on. So there's like kind of 3 separate things going on there, and the end result is, I think, a quite thick and nasty and powerful synth, which I think also reflects the sound, or the kind of like the feeling of those steps, those stones coming upwards. Now, the main challenge I had with that was was that as the sphere goes up, it gets further away from you, and I think that's one of the things Neil was struggling with, was that it's nice to have that proximity effect for when you're tapping the ball and then it disappearing. But when it then rises, it's also good to have it because you want the spatialization. But it's also quite far away from you. It, like, Unity thinks it's like sort of 10 units away, which means the sound that it's producing is attenuated like a lot, which is really too bad. So what I ended up doing was this super hacky thing, which is taking the value that's being sent to PD in the script, receive size, and hacking it so that it multiplies the volume of the output of the big synth by 7. So it's quite significant. And I might actually make that even bigger. Like, I think it might be bigger. Now, there's a downside to doing it this way, because I think what's happening is that it's probably quite distorted to begin with, but just quiet. But yeah, I mean, I reckon let's go to an extreme and make it 7 and see. So this will now multiply it by 10, which is going to be kind of bananas, but let's see what it sounds like. Okay, I really want to put some ambience in there, so maybe I have time to do that first. The colliders don't seem to work that consistently here. There's definitely something weird every so often, but I'm just going to ignore it for now. Alright, here we go. Let's see how loud this gets. Pretty loud. Yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that now. The spatialization works really well now. I'm only doing 8 steps of that little boop synth. Which it could be more, like maybe it should be like a 16-step sequencer or something, or a 12-step sequencer. I don't like, there's a nice menacing aspect to it to be quite short. It makes it feel like a sort of nursery rhyme thing, like short and repetitive. Like, I definitely want it to get through the melody at least once. But I wonder if it should be slightly longer. I'm going to make it slightly longer. I'm going to make it 10. Oh, also weirdly, it doesn't seem to be randomizing it each time, so perfect. Okay. Oh, this is a slightly older version here. I think there was something wrong. Okay. I had a PD crash during my non-existent stream that I think, because I used the until object without being careful. Ah, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Boop synth. I want boop synth. Okay, yeah, because I want this. And now I want this. And I want this to be 10. I could make this a variable at some point, but there we go. Okay. And let's stick a load bang in there. Okay. So now it's 10 steps, which I think might be slightly better. It's up for some debate, but I mean, I could even randomize how many that is, I suppose. But that's cool. Okay. It'd be nice to have some. I was thinking, do I have it on this computer? Forest.wave. I have this really nice kind of forest sound. Wow, what is going on here? Something is not happening there. My Spotlight search isn't working. Everything's not working today. I've got a nice kind of forest sound that when it's pitched all the way down can sound quite nice. Let's see. Here it is. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to put this in here, forest.wave, stick that in my sounds folder. And then I may as well just like, is that in there now? Forest, okay. I may as well, should I make another? I'm going to make another little capsule in there. I think it's probably best practice. Okay, so I'm going to add one more thing, and then I'm going to call it and just keep this as a very short stream made and accept my inadequacies. Capsule. Okay. Move it slightly so that it's not in the same place as the other, and then I'm going to stick a libpd instance in there. And then I'm just going to make a very simple, in fact, I probably have one in here somewhere, very simple looper. What have I got here? Basic looper. Let's have a look. Multiple loops. Let's see what that does. That doesn't seem to have much of anything in there. Multi-looper. Let's see what that does. There we go. This is what I want. Okay. Forest. Yeah, that's the kind of sound I want. Okay. Okay. And I kind of want to have... Oh, and I didn't stereo. Okay, this gives me a good basis for a starting point. So I'll use multi-looper and looper here. Whoops. PD assets, and I'll just adjust this patch accordingly. And then here, multi-looper. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to stick this in my, where are we in? Are we in void 1? No, yes. Yes, void 1. Okay, that way it'll turn on and off. And I'll go ambient. Sound. Okay, multi-looper. Now let's make this sound better. Okay, am I doing my actual... Yeah, cool. Play stop. Don't really need this, so I'll say times 0.6. And then pitch argument. Okay, so do this. I believe this is a stereo sound file as well, so how does that work again? Do I do $? Sound left. Always seem to forget this. I do need to have this to double that. Sound right. Sound left. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then I just need to have 2 of these. Two of these. Oh, let's just go straight out. That'll be easier. Okay. And there we go. Nice. And stereo. Okay. I reckon I might need to be a bit quieter than that. Because what I'd also like to do is... I don't know, should I have multiple ones going at once? It's probably a good idea because that way they can overlap with each other nicely, so don't think I need this. And what I'll do here is in my phase, I don't need any of this. Don't need this. Okay, and then I'll just do 0.5. Right. Okay, I think that's it. Do I need this as well? Yeah. Okay, so that I think will probably play the sound. We'll see. See how I had to kind of blew through that super quick. But yeah, nice. Okay, that's exactly right. Now I think that's nice. Whoops. I like that very much. I'm going to turn off my mesh on that thing so that it's hidden. And cool. So actually, I managed to get one step further than I did previously. I think I'm going to call it there. I was thinking it would be nice to put some kind of like glitchy stuff on these, on this boop 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 sound, so that it's like a little bit less clean and tidy. That seems like a little bit just some extra little audio kind of juiciness I can put on later on, which is nice. I could even do that in that first little setting as well. Otherwise, I'm quite pleased with this. I think it adds, there's a nice kind of shift from this world with all the voices into this kind of like quite stark, dark synth world. But I think adding that pitched down field recording thing brings a nice kind of texture to it that just dry synthesis might not have had. So there's nice progression. Well, I'm not sure quite where we should go with it after that. There's more steps on the other one. So that's a nice opportunity for something. And then there's this red void world in between. So, or the interludes, I think they're called. So, and there's also that cracking action. So, which I feel like something should probably happen in there. Um, so food for thought in there, but I'm pretty pleased with that. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. I apologize to anybody who was sticking around for an hour and a half before I realized what was going on. I even made it like an extra long stream. It was so good. That was the stream that you didn't see was the best stream that you've ever experienced. I promise. So, my apologies for that. I'm glad I caught it at some point. Terrible. What a disaster. But important thing is that this work is finished. I'm going to push it this afternoon so that people can see it. Be sure to check the link in the YouTube description for so that you can follow along with the code and everything. And see you next week. Neil will be doing this next week. He tends to do it a little bit later, and we'll catch up then, and hopefully we'll get even more cool sounds going. Thanks, everybody.